painful that is to be the guy in the neighborhood who takes care of people. Our names are gonna live forever. To take him back out.
Episode 6 of The Penguin begins with our titular character believing that all the power lies with his operation. With the Falcones and Maronis out of the picture, Oz has been busy. From those 2 buckets of bliss, Oz has crafted a whole new empire. It has spread across a good chunk of Gotham, with all the different boroughs in on the gig. They just need to get a few more gangs on board and they'll have properly expanded their empire. Oz isn't settling for staying in Gotham though, as he intends to go international. When Victor heads back to the hideout though, he puts a damper on Oz's move. He believes he's been followed and warns that there could be enemies out there. Oz reassures Victor though, pointing out they're doing good work, and he revels in the dreams he has of their names being remembered forever. Over at Sophia's mansion, she continues to have her sadistic way with Dr. Julian. But he's into it, so they both benefit here. As for Sal, he's in the kitchen, and it's here we learn that the surveillance gig is all Sophia and Sal's plan to work out Oz's play. There's a tenuous agreement between the two of them, but Sal is still angry, and it doesn't help that as Oz gets more power, he could well get the triads on his side, who are the real players that can make waves here. Sophia figures this out with Sal and tells him they need to send a message. Specifically, that messing with them comes at a real cost. Oz knows things aren't great and discusses with Victor the best way of smoothing things over with the triads. He eventually settles on giving away the bliss for free, creating demand just like dealers do with heroin. Things could hit a road bump though when Victor runs into Squid outside. He wants to be part of the money-making scheme, and Victor doesn't have much of a choice but to play along for now. He feeds back his concerns to Oz, who's too busy worried about his mom, who isn't doing too well. She's slipping, and continuing to suffer from both physical and mental health issues. While Victor is on lookout duties, Oz heads off to City Hall that night to see Councilman Hattie. Despite him paying back his debt to Carmine, Oz decides to take matters into his own hands. He demands the electricity be diverted from the main grid over to those less fortunate, like in Crown Point, and even brings up his name too, given this is all about image for Oz. Victor tries to pay Squid off that night, but it doesn't work. He's heard all the rumors about Bliss and those after Oz, and he decides to meet the big man himself. Well, Victor is having none of that and grabs a gun, shooting the guy in the neck and watching him bleed out. At the same time, Sal and Sophia show at Oz's place and try to find some leverage to work with. They need to find something personal, and while Sal starts getting his anger out, Sophia goes rooting through the drawers and finds underwear, along with a picture of the hooker he's been seeing on the regular. Sophia shows up to see Eve, who has a way with words, and Sophia sees right through this. She tries to scout her out and figure how to worm her way into Oz's heart and get to what he cares about most. She also breaks the news about who the real hangman is too, and looks set to kill the hooker. However, Sophia decides not to, pointing out that the loyalty these girls have for each other is not what she'll experience, whether out of pity or loyalty among women. Eve brings up Crown Point. "You deserve your shot," she says, as Sophia lets her live to fight another day. As for Oz, he finds Victor spooked after killing Squid. They hug it out and Oz whispers that this gets easier over time. He lets him have the night off. While he starts this big deal, Oz meets with the Triad and the various other gangs, and hands out beers to them all from a cooler in the back. Oz calls this the Gold Summit and likens it to the crooks over in City Hall striking deals to make things better for themselves. Oz doesn't shy away from being a hustler at heart, but for him he's got something to prove and he wants to share it with them. And just like that, everybody opens their beers and share a drink to a fruitful future. Over at Crown Point, the power goes back on, just as scheduled. Unfortunately, Sophia happens to be in the other room, and she holds an iron bar, ready to inflict some serious revenge. In what is already proving to be one of the year's greatest miniseries, The Penguin makes a triumphant comeback this week with yet another captivating episode. It's unbelievable that this one-off spin-off for a 2022 movie is so captivating, but even if you're not a fan of Batman, you'll be captivated by the straightforward criminal thriller plot. For Oz, it's all about getting his name out there and delivering a message. Power comes with territory, of course, but his actions make this clear. Even the altruistic actions, such as turning on the electricity again in Crown Point, are done with the intention of revealing his identity to the councilman. However, Sophia is the main source of contention since she at last discovers a weapon against Oz. Based on what we've seen so far, this is not going to go well, and the second half of this miniseries is probably going to explode into full-scale conflict. Here, everything is on the line, and the show's superb character storytelling is complemented by superb photography. But there is little doubt that you won't want to miss the program next week. That's the end. Unlock the secrets of storytelling through our video, our YouTube channel's guide to the art of cinema. Join us as we delve into the narratives, the characters, and the sheer enchantment that movies bring to our lives. From script to screen, we've got it all covered. Join us as we analyze, critique, and appreciate the magic of movies. Subscribe to our channel for more videos.